Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you. I appreciate you guys. So we're getting ready to start with a new round of readings, and I have some new decks out here, and we're just going to see what comes out. We're going to start with first house of self, ego, appearances, traits, characteristics, first impressions, and general outlooks, Aries. Now, I don't say this enough, but your first house could be not in Aries. It could be in a different sign. So you can watch this either way, you guys. So my first house is in Virgo. So that's your ascendant also. So it's actually pretty important to watch your ascendants too. I just learned that like not too long ago, that like the ascendant is like, that's like how you interact with people. So that being said, and if you have like some major like planets and stuff right now in the first house, or anything going on in that sign or anything like that, you guys, that's why the charts are beneficial if you're gonna explore the readings a little more. So we are gonna start with we're gonna get kind of an overall little energy here with, actually got a couple of different decks out here, so we're just going to see what comes out for you, Aries. Right here, what do we got? We got, oh, the Two of Air. So like the Two of Swords. Indecision is a virus that can run through an army and destroy its will to win or even to survive. I have confidence in my decisions. So something about making decisions here, whoever this will resonate with. So it's kind of like the Two of Swords. It's kind of sitting at stillness right now while you try to tap into what you feel is right decision for you. Trying to kind of, it's kind of feeling stuck, you know. Usually I feel the Two of Swords or Two of Air as like feeling stuck between like the head and the heart, or but if you don't make any decision, it can destroy your, like, it'll just get stagnant and you won't want to make a choice, or you'll just stop. You won't even try to make any choice. You'll just sit there in stagnancy. So the key here is to, it's probably because you're doubting a decision, or maybe a feeling. Maybe you're doubting a feeling you're having, and you're doubting it with your mind. So it's kind of important to tap into what you feel and kind of, you know, go with that, guys. So let's go ahead and get a little more on that. Indecision is a virus that can run through an army and destroy its will to win or even to survive. Wendell Mays said that. Alright, so Aries, we are going to go ahead and start here with, see where you guys are at. Aries. And we got the World. Ending cycles. We'll see what's crossing this towards the end or a beginning. Usually this is the end of a cycle, completion. We'll see what comes out crossing it. The Hierophant. Okay. So this feels like a powerful decision. Maybe on, it's like maybe you're even questioning what you've learned, or you could be having some doubts about some of the decisions you've made during this last cycle, or maybe how something's closing out, or something's this feels with the Hierophant here, it's, to me, you know, it's spiritual, but it's also structured. So there could be some structure, maybe in the way you believe, or it's like deeply seated belief too. Let's see what's at the root here. Oh my goodness, the High Priestess, you guys. Wow. Definitely know something here, and this is big. Maybe about closing out something here, or the end of a cycle. You know, there's like no doubt that there's an end to some kind of cycle here, and you know something a little more here too. So, ooh, and the 4th, the Emperor. Now, this to me could be somebody in your life, or it could be a boss, it could be a job, it could be a person that represents that Emperor energy. This could be you. Taking control over things, or maybe ending a situation where you were part of a structured, maybe rigid with the Emperor, but maybe some kind of dynamic or some kind of situation where there was a lot of structure. And there's something here. I feel like that went over, like, in order to end something or close a cycle out or begin something new here, you're really working at tapping into something really deep here, because there's something here that feels like maybe it's almost rubbing you wrong. That's what I'm getting. Let's see, what's this? And we got that 8 of Swords. Holding yourself back from... There's also a feeling here of, like, not choosing to listen to something here that's telling you to either... It feels like an ending, or, you know, and that's what I'm getting, like, to leave some kind of structure or some kind of situation, dynamic, job. This could be anything here, maybe even... but it's almost like there's a feeling here of holding yourself back. I don't know if it's because you have like a really, there's a belief system. There's a belief system behind maybe what you're, how do I put this? Okay, so there's either a doubt in, like some kind of deep-seated doubt about something here. But it's like, I feel like there's something here you need to hear, listen to, deep, 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 deep. Could have to do with a, this King of Swords. Okay, so this, and we got the 3 of Cups. So this could mean a lot of things, but I am getting like, whoa, let's get that. Judgment, yeah. Not being able to make a, it feels like you're maybe not making a sound decision right now, and maybe not making a decision at all on whether to leave something, because it feels like you have a strong belief in something here, but it's holding you back from moving forward. Because there's like, but there's something here, and it could be about, it's just, maybe you're not being quite logical enough. They're lacking a little, and you know, I always say listen to your heart, but maybe you're, there's a deep, okay, so when I get the Hierophant, it's almost like deep-seated stuff passed down, like belief systems and, you know, the way we're educated, the way we learn, what we're taught. It's all taught. It's all conditioned. You know, it's not bad because it's what we... But the good thing about the foundations is we're always can add to them or decide, hey, that's not for me. I feel like whatever this is that you're seated in, you feel pretty... Obviously, there's a party that's not in alignment with it, but there is a... It's so deep-seated. That's what it feels like. There's something so deep-seated here that tells you not to, like, almost like you can't leave something, or you can't end something, or you can't, not even can't. It's like, it could be like a feeling of not feeling like loyal or faithful to some kind of structure or dynamic that you have in your life or something. Look at the Page of Cups here. Oh. Okay. There's definitely something here. It's like you want to be like free from like this, I don't know, it almost feels like free from like a maturity or a knowing, like a wisdom. It's almost like you have something really mature and wise that you've learned and you see it. But it's almost like you're holding yourself back from moving towards it for some reason. You're making, you're just not making a call for yourself. So there is a kind of an immature energy with the Page of Cups. So you could be really maybe not looking at this in the full, maybe you're being dreamy about something. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like it's a deep-seated, like, oh, it could be loyalty, it could be faithful, like being faithful to, this could be just, you know, even a religion or something, like staying with something or being with something because it's so deeply ingrained. But there's this, there's just this, it feels dreamy and not mature, as in very youthful energy you are embracing, but there's like all this like knowing. It's like you know stuff here. You just might be ignoring, almost purposely ignoring the signs, the facts, something to stay somewhere or do something, continue doing something. That's, look at that Knight of Cups right there, guys. It's like there's this feeling of wanting something here, emotional. Wanting to move towards something here. There's also that knowing. There's a knowing here, moving towards a knowing. It's like, this is in the fear position. So it's kind of telling me you're almost afraid of moving forward in a almost more emotional direction. I feel like you have a lot of structure or something, whatever this is. There's structure and it's what you're used to, and there's a lot of control. I mean, this feels more like out there, like not as controlled because it's emotional. It's like an emotional choice. I feel like this is, you could even be, it's like knowing something needs to, like you need to move on, or you need to quit a job or end something or do something, and it's like almost like you're ignoring the knowledge or the wisdom that you have, and you know deep down there's something telling you that you need to make the decision. I don't know, and it could be either, and it could be either. You could need to make a full decision to totally commit, because that's also Hierophant energy. It's being very committed to something that's really near and dear to your foundation, your inner. It's spiritual. It's your knowledge. It's your lessons. It's very foundational energy. And then we get the Magician coming in to manifest. So you could be trying, and then we got the Sun on the bottom, trying to manifest something here that maybe you might be even going against your grain by continuing to try to honor something. This could be just something deep-seated. You're like, no, I have to do this, or I have to finish this. And there is completion here. It's like you're at a point of needing to make a decision to close out something here. The thing stopping you is some kind of structured belief system, or some kind of deep, and there could be a deep knowing here. But I almost feel like there's a feeling here of, hey, we could be almost tricking ourselves into believing that we don't have a choice when we do. That's what I'm getting, a choice. But it's almost like telling yourself, I don't have a choice in this matter. This is the way this is, or this is the way this is. And actually, you're being called to make a choice. And this is a really deep, this is a lot. We got the World, we got the Hierophant, we got the High Priestess, we got the Emperor, we got the Judgment, we got the Magician. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 majors, you guys. Only 3 4 minors, and 2 of them are, 3 of them, they're court cards too. I mean, we got the King of Swords, which came out reversed, so it just feels like there's a blind acceptance for something here. That's what it feels like, okay? So, blindly accepting something and ignoring your own calling to do something or move towards something that's a lot more emotional and more flexible is what I'm getting. So this is leading to you manifesting something here. On the bottom is the Sun. It's like, but it's reversed, so it could even lead to a little more confusion, but it could lead to happiness. So that could be another reason why it's hard to make a decision, because something deep in you is like, you know something here. It's deep-seated. Something's saying, hey, you need either, I don't know whether it's like commit, because it could be needing to commit to something too, or leave some kind of long dynamic or long commitment or structured environment to move on to something a little more flexible and a little more emotional and a little more feeling, not thinking, I don't mean not think, like not trained or conditioned thought, or like what you've been taught. That's what I'm getting. So let's go ahead and get, I'm just going to get 3 more. Well, let's see here. With all these majors, there's a lot happening here that is out of your control. But what is in your control is we got the 8 of Swords too. And this is you needing to see, knowing you are needing to free yourself from staying and or feeling stuck with some kind of situation or something, like you can't make a choice. This is about choices, indecision. It's like you're choosing not to make a decision that you need to make. It's very important. Those are very important cards. The World, the Hierophant, spiritual learning. There's, you know, the High Priestess, Emperor, Judgment. Is this Magician? A lot, you guys. So let's get a couple more. Excuse me. Let's see what this Hierophant is here. Crossing. Get in more on the Hierophant. Page of Wands, reversed. Oh, lots of court cards. One more on the page. This is not feeling very ambitious or enthusiastic about this. That's what I am getting. There's a hesitation. And the Knight of Cups. There's not moving forward because of some kind of belief, deep-seated belief. Maybe it's a belief system. Maybe it's something you've learned or found. It's interesting. Because that could be another thing where you found out something, or you've discovered something, or learned something that has actually put you in a state where you're like, I think I'm going to not move so fast through, but this is kind of like denying yourself passions and emotion, because there's some kind of, could be codependency, you guys. Could be codependency with the 9 of Coins coming out reversed. Not feeling like you can do something on your own, or you can make something happen or achieve something without help, or this dynamic, or this place, or this structure, or this, whoever this Emperor is. I don't really feel like this is you. I feel like this could be a system. That's how I look at the Emperor a lot of the times. It's like systematic. Let's see here. And the 7 of Swords. And then the World again on the bottom, you guys. It's time for some kind of closure here. Not self-sabotaging. Maybe there's something you do want to jump towards, but you're stopping yourself for some reason from making a choice here. I want to see about this. Let's get on from this. Let's see about this Judgment. This is really big, you guys, this decision. There's a lot of love over here that's either available or you want to express or move towards that you're not expressing or moving towards. Or you're holding yourself back from something here. And it's water energy. And you're doing it because of structure and, like I said, like maybe a system or just... Let's see here. Death card. Yeah, there's a feeling here of not wanting to start new with something or begin something. There's a feeling here of not wanting to move on from something that's comfortable and structured, but it's not comfortable, kind of. It might be comfortable, but your spirit or your highest self is telling you that there's something more that you need to be moving towards and not staying kind of in this position. Let's get another one. That's the Death card, you guys. And it says, I let go and embrace new beginnings. Let go and embrace new beginnings. Yeah, okay. There's also a feeling here of maybe not moving towards something or standing up for yourself or standing your ground on something because you don't want conflict. Could be with like a group. This could be like a group structure thing. This could be like a system. That's what I'm feeling, like a system. It could be a church. It could be a school. It could be a group, or it could be like even a really strong, like strong belief, like energy, like family, like where they like they have a system to like everything. Like everything has a system, and we always do it this way, and this is the way we do it. Or traditions, that's the Hierophant, so it could be like traditions, and it's like you don't want to like shake the traditional way of like the kingdom, of the way the things, the structure goes. But there's something here feeling like it's asking you to step out of that structure to create something new here. That's what I am getting. And this is a judgment call. And it doesn't ever say, you know, there's no saying what, you know what's best for you. You're not the High Priestess here. You just are holding yourself back from listening, I feel like, if this is your reading and it's resonating. Let's get one more of these. It feels like you may not be standing your ground on something here that you want to go towards, or you want to... like you're holding yourself back from standing up for yourself or moving towards something because you just might be trying to be peaceful, not wanting to rough up the waters or something like that. Let's see. And the Hangman. Okay, and the Ten of Wands. So I do feel like this is definitely somebody here carrying a lot of other people's stuff. So a group situation or a belief system that's ingrained in like the community or the school or the church or the family you reside in. But there's a feeling here of you like kind of being conflicted. It's like you may be trying to see something another way, you know, see it from another point of view or see it from another's point of view. And that's great, you guys. But there's a feeling here of it almost being like, almost like forcing yourself to try to see something that you absolutely know you're being called to do something else. It doesn't mean there isn't good or anything like that in this structure or this, you know, but it could be like a codependent thing, or like you need to break out on your own, kind of do your own thing, something like that. But having a hard time thinking about looking at this another way. You could be really stuck in your mind about, because this could be like deeply embedded or deeply taught or deeply structured in your cell of your being, in the cells of your being. And it is like you needing to stand your ground on on something here. That's what I'm getting. And it could be something like expressing something, even emotional. Maybe it's some kind of creative thing or something different that's out of the box compared to what everybody's kind of used to here. It feels like there's a lot, like more than one person or anything. It feels like a lot of people kind of, or a big, long structure. With the Ten of Wands there, I always get like that people like passing stuff down to us to carry and release. And it feels like you need to release some old things that have been passed down to you or learned or taught to you and are deeply ingrained in you from a systematic kind of space to kind of see things a different way, kind of away from the kind of the normal way you're used to accepting, is what I'm hearing. Accepting, blindly accepting, maybe even. You could be even blindly accepting something, even though you are not blind, and you know you're being asked to, like, maybe communicate something, maybe call something out, maybe be really honest and truthful with the King of Swords coming out reversed in the upcoming position. It's really saying there's something here that needs to be clearly spoken and clearly expressed through you, if this is your reading, you guys. So let's get a couple oracles on this and see what comes out for you guys. This is interesting. And it's also saying, you know, be confident in your decision too. Confidence is a key, you guys, especially when you're making big moves here. Let's look here. I want to just sit these out a little bit of a different way here. We got that old card in that Emperor, that Hierophant. This Eight of Swords, High Priestess. King of Swords. Yeah, you're being asked to kind of move in a different direction here. Everything is kind of calling you in a new direction or a new creation, and it could be just something that's just... I feel like something here that's structured and really holding you back from starting something new here, creating something new for yourself. But you do see it, even though you may be pretending you don't see it. You see it, and it's time to communicate that or express that. That is what I am getting. So let's get one of these. You feel something, you know something. There's something emotional here. You may need to express something really emotional and something like almost stubborn and embedded and maybe, like I said, conditioned or something like that is holding you back from expressing this. Ooh, we got this. Okay, this is like gathering knowledge too, I believe. Let's read that, guys. Let's see here. It kind of looks like the Fool, but he has a lot more than the Fool has with him. He has all this, no, this is it. That's what I feel. I feel like you're holding a lot of old, traditional stuff. So it's really hard to think about, I can't start a new journey with all this old knowledge or this old beliefs or these old rules, there is a stubbornness to this face too. I feel it. It's like you can't tell me, because look at all this I got. Look at all this I've gathered. You can't tell me that this isn't important. And I'm not saying this stuff isn't important that's been passed down or the structures and stuff, but if it's holding you back from having your arms free to create something new with the Magician here, then it can be a burden. It can be many burdens. Well, this rule says you can't do this, or this person says this is the way to do that. And it's like, and I feel like you also know something here too. Like, you know something. Like, secretly, you know something that you're not speaking about. Maybe you've done some research, done some digging, found some things, something like that. Or there's just something you truly want to express here. But it's like you're holding all these old, this is what I'm feeling the most, it's like holding all these old structures, beliefs, really close to your heart, and kind of letting it control you, instead of you saying, you know, I need to put all this down, this teaching down for a minute, and kind of I'm feeling like relearning, because we got the Page of Cups and then the Knight of Cups. Relearn something, and it's emotional, you guys. Relearning something emotional, relearning maybe how to express your emotions, learning how to communicate your emotions about something, making a call to do that so that you can create something different here. I am going to read this 10 here, and it's also a 10. Got a lot here. Got that 10 of Wands. We got this 10. Also that World Endings. This one kind of looks like the Joker, or the, you know, like the Fool. But not the Fool, because the Fool leaves with, like, you know, heads out on his journey with innocence, and he leaves behind all the, he takes what's only valuable and moves forward. And it's just what resonated with him and what has stuck with him. He doesn't need all these books and rules and structure, because he really does, after a cycle through this, he knows what feels right, and he knows he's here to learn, so he kind of frees up his hands so that he can, he leaves his hands free to explore. This isn't leaving the hands free to explore anything. This is keeping old structures, old beliefs, old systems, maybe old ways of connecting, communicating, holding you back from doing something different here. And I feel like it's very emotional, what you may want to do, or what's available, but you're just really stuck on this, like, logical this book energy. It's like this energy of just what's fair, what's just, what's right, what goes with the system, or the rigidity, and, you know, kind of just going by the book, kind of. And I feel like this is kind of asking you not to go by the book, and to express something here, some kind of truth. Let's see here. Let's get this 10 here. Knowledge, research, knowing the facts, being prepared, and forewarned. Okay, so you may definitely have some insights coming in, maybe some even downloads, there's a knowing. With the High Priestess here, there is a higher knowing here. It says, as the biggest library, if it is in disorder, is not as useful as a small but well-arranged one. So there may be a lot. You may have, like, a lot of information, or a lot of stuff, a lot of rules, a lot of structure, but it's like all not really in order. It might be a mess. It might be making you feel like a mess. So it's kind of like decluttering, but it's like decluttering things you've learned. That's what I'm getting, like decluttering stuff you've learned. Part of the process of assessing a situation. Oh, wait, let me finish reading it. It says, so you may accumulate a vast amount of knowledge, but it will be of far less value than a much smaller amount if you have not thought it over yourself. So you may have, like, all these, for example, society says, that's wrong, you don't do that. That means that, you know, that person's a bad person, or means they're lazy, or they're weak, or they're all these labels and rules and judgments and stereotypes. Stuff like that is what I'm getting from that. And it's like, you may have a lot of that, but you haven't actually, it's kind of what's just been taught. It's not like you feel that way. It's just what you've been taught. So there's something here I feel like maybe you've learned, or you've been taught, and it's the end of, like, that cycle where you have learned a lot, you gathered a lot, maybe too much information, and it's time to, like, let go of the stuff you gathered that doesn't resonate with you, that isn't going to be useful to you for this next chapter to manifest or create from. Like the Fool, starting out his journey, he has his hands full. The Fool does not usually have their hands full of anything. Like I said, they take what's most sound to you, what feels right, and what makes you feel joyful. The Fool is joyful energy. This does not look joyful. This looks forced. It looks like I must carry this stuff. This is our laws. This is our rules. This is the way we do things. And but then he just becomes kind of the, it kind of feels like I wanted to say like the pawn, like the pawn in the, you know, the game of chess. Like he's just doing what everybody else is doing because that's what they've been told to do, and that, or that's what's told is right. He has no room to breathe. He has no room to be himself or individual. He has to be a part of this community or a part of this dynamic or in this way because this is the way it is. That's what I'm getting. So part of the process of assessing a situation is the use of intuition and psychic gifts. And that is also and your high priestess sitting here at the root of this, telling you, hey, listen, you're holding yourself back here. You're keeping yourself stuck here. There's something here, emotional, intuitive, psychic here, calling you forward, judgment, asking you to listen, asking you to express something different here than what you're used to expressing. This can be, this is King of Swords energy, out of balance. It can be very manipulative, mentally manipulative, confusing, purposely confusing. This could be a long lesson or a long time learned of some things deeply seated in you that just have left you very narrow-minded, or not listening to your own thoughts, too busy listening to everybody else's thoughts on the subject or on the matter, instead of following your own guidance, your own deep-seated guidance. That's what I'm feeling. It says, but some circumstances may merit a more analytical approach. Being better informed and armed with a greater understanding of facts and background to any situation might provide a stronger basis from which to make better decisions. It appears that the character in this scene has dedicated the necessary due diligence and is armed with a substantial amount of information. A lot of information. But therein is a question of how much may be too much. Are you carrying too much information that's just leaving you not being able to be free and yourself, to be the information instead of the feelings? Yeah, it's interesting. Suffocated by the volume of unnecessary diversions. So there's even a feeling here of distracting your emotional self with all the logic and all the books and the rules and the structure. And it's like purposeful avoidance. I was feeling that in the beginning. Purposeful avoidance of making a decision to follow your heart or be emotional or go deeper or more deep into the psyche or deep into the emotions with something here. And holding those almost as, yeah, like crutches. Holding the rules as crutches, or holding the information that you've gathered as a weapon or a crutch or a vest. He almost looks like an armor of books. Well, this is what's right, and look at that. That's what that says. You know, it's just, that's what this is, and so that makes it right. That makes it wrong, and it's just like, now I don't have to engage my feelings with it because the rules say, you know, or the book says this, or the people say this. So that makes me not have to be accountable for the way I feel, and then I don't have to speak about the way I feel because, you know, I'm going with the information. But there's some kind of feeling here that feels like, and that's why I said in the get-go, sometimes it feels like a decision between the head and the heart. So are you carrying too much information, rules, structure, conditioning, beliefs that just don't resonate with your heart? And are you using or utilizing that stuff to disengage your own responsibility? Because that's judgment. It's taking responsibility for your choices and the way you behave and what you do with your life or your opportunities. Are you disengaging and using that as like the scapegoat? Well, it makes it easy because then I don't have to make a choice. And then when the choice is made because I've chose to do this and something, then I can blame everybody else instead of blaming myself because I didn't make a choice. I was just following the rules. Well, we all know that rules and structures, and that's why there's tower moments, and that's why the Hierophant is always evolving and we're always learning more. The Emperor is always evolving and always growing into different forms of the Emperor, different structures, different belief systems. It's time to like kind of maybe add to something here, a system or something with your own personal, individual touch or belief or feeling. That's what I'm getting. Okay, so let's see here. And it says, one can become overwhelmed and tied down in the detail, suffocated by the volume of unnecessary diversions, at the risk of overanalyzing and not seeing the forest through the trees. Nice. Okay, so we got, let's go ahead and get a Sacred Rebel card. Interesting. Yeah, it just looks like he's just protecting himself with all this rules and knowledge and these books, and it's everywhere. It's like his armor. It's like, oh, these are the facts. So this is the gathering of information, and that's all that matters. You know, nothing else matters. Feelings don't matter. We don't have a choice in the matter. I don't have a choice in the matter. Telling yourself those kind of things could be something you're doing. So just a little self-reflection, I feel like, needed in this reading. Whoever this is, this is the House of Self, so it could be for just about everybody, you know. I think we're all going through this to an extent, where it's like, what are we arming ourselves with, and why? We got seeing the true you. There is a vulnerability to this card, and seeing the true you. Not the you that's armed with information and covered in structure, conditioning, facts, very strong dynamics, teachings, structure, but a more free, vulnerable, reflective. She's looking in the water and she's self-reflecting. There's a reflective nature to this card. And really seeing who you are. Not what you have been taught to be, or say, or feel, but what do you feel? What do you see? That's what this is really. And you making that choice, not using anything to make that choice for you, or just disengaging from your own responsibility to make a choice. Because it's easier to say, oh, all this says, obviously, I have no other choice. My only choice is this. No, you have other choices. We have free will, you guys. So let me go to this here real quick, 29. And I'll read the short, Sometimes we believe what others tell us we are, as though the self we see reflected back to us through their eyes is the truth. Yeah, this is about really finding your own individuality, not being a part of a dynamic, a structure, a belief system, maybe some kind of rule that says you're this if you did this, or you're that if you did this, or, you know, whatever. Any kind of harsh judgments that you could even be putting on yourself because of the teachings, because of society, because of the structure, the family, the church, the school, the institution, society. This oracle has come to you because you have been putting rather too much faith. And it was the Hierophant. And this is a card of faith, too. Having faith in something and staying committed to something. And it's like you may have put too much faith in something here. And it's some kind of structure. It's some kind of, it's the Emperor energy. It's like I need to get out of that box or that structure. It's like you've put a lot of faith in these rules and structure, and now it's time to free up stuff a little here. And putting too much faith in what others think you should be or should do or should say or who you are. There may be those around you that are able to reflect you more faithfully and even help you see more of your own greatness and beauty. These are the souls blessed with inner stillness. In the clear waters of their ocean of consciousness, you can come to recognize yourself with clearer perception. However, there are those who have not tended to their own ocean And we are seeing this a lot right now in this energy, you guys. I know I'm seeing it, and I know others are seeing it. But right now, it's very important to remember, we don't take criticism from people that just aren't doing the work, okay? If you aren't doing the work and you aren't working on becoming more in alignment with your soul, and this is the path, you know, it's a different path, you guys. You know, you could be coming more in alignment with the structures. You could be holding on to those old ways while a whole new world is trying to be created here. Or you can become part of the new world. And that is kind of the this evolutionary energy that's really coming through, asking people to kind of make their choice on whether they're going to stay in the past or they're going to move into a more open, accepting, and flexible future where we can look at our structures and look at our teachings and have our doubts and not have complete faith in our systems and our stuff, and be okay with that and still make it work and make it better even. I am getting that. It says, however, there are those who have not tended to their own ocean and are unable to be still enough to genuinely receive and reflect your light back to you. So, yeah, so if you were surrounded by people that are not genuinely reflecting your light back to you, it's saying to kind of sit by yourself, reflect it back to yourself. I love this card because it has like the little teacup. I have a teacup almost just like that. And it's in the background floating on a lily pad. It's very interesting. This was the first card I actually pulled out of this deck when I got this deck too, which was really interesting. It's seeing the true you. Who are you? Not who you believe you should be. Not who everybody's saying you are or you have been. And that makes you doomed to be the same as always and forever. And we're not to change. We're not to grow. We're not to become something else. We're supposed to stay in our traditional ways, stay in our roles. That's just not where this energy is going, okay? We each have something very individual and special to offer to the whole. And if we are stuck in these structures and these boxes and these rigid ideas then we can't truly fully express ourselves. That's really important, you guys. It says, as you continue on this journey, you will not only see your human self, but the eternal within you. This is a breathtaking experience that opens you up to the creative energy that flows abundantly through all of life. It is an experience that takes great preparation because we must be strong within our own self-love and acceptance to be able to hold acceptance for all of life. This oracle is nudging you into that preparation for when you have the experience of truly beholding yourself. All judgment, fear, and doubt will fall away, and you will just know yourself to be sacred. Then you will be asked to embrace the deeper journey of sacred rebellion against judgment and fear, and into passionate creativity and unconditional trust in life. I love that. This oracle comes with a special message for you. If you are getting confused about you, who you are, and your motives or actions based on what others are saying or how they are responding to you, step back. Or how they're responding to a situation. Don't respond how others are responding, and don't let their responses shake you. Go with what you feel right now. I am getting that. You may be, in your quest to be a responsible person, you may be unintentionally taking on the feelings of others, making their reflections of you, and this could be you or anything that you're looking at or contemplating, more of you than they are in truth. So it's more of their perception, not your perception, or who they are, not you are. More often than not, reflections are more about the state of the reflector than what is being reflected. So if you are the reflector or the reflecting, either way, if you're watching this, just know that if you find yourself kind of judging or having some kind of idea about something, it's something we need to look at within ourselves. This reflection energy has been it's very important to this process, you guys. And it's not easy stuff, okay? It's not easy to look at the ways we've sabotaged in our lives because of our lack of unconsciousness and our lack of consciousness and understanding, and see that we've made bad choices, but we can always own those choices and say, hey, you know, I'm here to grow, I'm here to learn, and that's okay. I'm not staying in the past, I'm sorry. If you want to stay with all those old structures, beliefs, judgments, that's fine. Go ahead, do that. But I'm not. I'm not seeing what you guys are seeing. That's what I'm getting. I'm feeling something different than what I've been shown, or I've seen, or I'm experiencing something here I want to feel. I don't want to just do it because, yeah, that's the way we do it. Let's get one of these here. There we go. We get melting mask. Yes. Becoming truly you right now. Whoever this is resonating for, this is about becoming, breaking away from some kind of dynamic, some kind of structure, some kind of institution, some kind of really strong, heavy belief system that's been taught, learned, gathered over this whole last cycle. This feels like a huge, long cycle of gathering information, looking at all the information, going, yes, this is right. This is the right way. But then part of you is like, no, that's kind of not what I'm feeling. It says, allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles you fulfill. So there's much you're doing here. Let's look at this real quick. A role becomes a mask when it distorts, constricts, or conceals, rather than reflects a true expression of our spirit self. It's like hiding behind some kind of laws or structure instead of being yourself and being emotionally, it's like disengaging from your true authentic self because it's just easier that way. That's what it feels like. Like, well, then I don't have to take responsibility for anything. And I don't have to be emotional and I don't have to feel, but you're still feeling the feelings, or there wouldn't be a question here about, what choice do I make? The reason why that question is there is because there's two conflicting ideas of what's right and what's wrong, or what's good or what's bad, or what your heart wants, what your head says. So there is a need to take your own responsibility, your own self's input to make this decision. Not everybody else's input, not the structures, the laws, the dynamics, the rigidity, but you. What do you want? What are you feeling? And kind of taking all the armor off, the armor of that's right, that's wrong, so I don't have to deal with it, I don't have to feel nothing about it. Oh, well, somebody doesn't work, that's their problem, they're broke. I'm not going to look at that person who needs money for water or something. You know, it's that kind of behavior, and I'm not saying that's what you guys are doing, but this is the energy I'm getting. It's like really ignoring the need. And it's strongly saying don't do this. Don't ignore the need for genuine emotional input, expression, because this is just already, it doesn't require any work. It's already laid out in black and white ink, and, well, it's already done, so there's no work involved. And I've been talking about this for a couple months, guys, and Spirit's been coming in loud, saying, don't be spiritually lazy right now. And that's an important message, and making a decision is one of those things where we can't, we can just not make the decision, but then when the decision is made for us, it's like, if you have any feelings about it, you had your opportunity to speak. It's like, speak, make your choice, or forever hold your peace. And keep carrying your books, and keep hiding behind old ways, or old knowledge, or old structures, or old dynamics, instead of breaking free and becoming something more emotional, more flexible, more dreamy, more youthful. I am getting this, you guys. So this is a strong message coming in. If it's not your message, it's not your message. But if it is, and this could be somebody you're dealing with too, that you could be observing this in, but it's something's definitely known here. You're feeling this. Whoever this is feeling this. And there's new manifestations to be, new things to be created here. But we can't create new things with the old tools. We've created new tools and new perceptions, and we've opened our minds up so that we can open our manifestations up, so we can expand. That's what I'm getting. drawing this card signifies the impending loss of a mask to an encounter, an event, or a circumstance that incites its melting. Yeah, something here needs the, it's like you may deeply know and see through it. Through the structure, through the rules, and you're like, no, that's not what's right for me. So I'm going to go out on my own. I'm going to go my way here. I'm going to go with my feelings. I'm going to go with my deep psyche, my intuition. I'm going to follow I'm going to make the call for myself. It's better than sitting here stagnant. Like it said, a virus that can run through an army and destroy its will. Make it not even want to try anything. Not to win anything, not to get anything good out of life, not to be happy at all, or even to survive. So even to just get through the day, let alone have any feeling good about it. You know, it's like you have to make a choice right now. This is a big choice. A lot of majors in this reading, you guys. Especially if there remains a significant identification with an attachment to this mask. And it does feel like ego. And this is the first house, you guys. So I am just going to put this, you know, first house. It is the house Aries rules, but it's for anybody dealing with this kind of ego, mask melting, kind of wanting to be the true self, wanting to follow your heart, maybe instead of like what you've been taught, what you've been told, what society wants us to look like, be like, act like, accept, not accept, judge, not judge. You know, I get so much on this, you guys. This is a big thing. So that's your guys', we're going to get one little Cali card, and then we're going to call this reading good. So thank you guys for your support and doing the work. This isn't easy work, you guys. Just isn't, you know. But if you're doing it, good. It's well worth it, even though you have to go through all this really grueling, honest reflection and facing some truths. You know, maybe you've fell into some patterns or some belief systems that aren't yours, or, you know, and even exercised and done things in your life from those roots, We got this. This is interesting. Very beautiful. It almost has that Hierophant energy to it, doesn't it? It has a very church spiritual energy to it. Commit. And it starts out with commit. And this is about committing yourself to something here. What are you going to commit yourself to? The old, learn, the books, the pile of stuff, or opening yourself up to something new here. Maybe a different belief. Maybe a different energy. Maybe emotions. Maybe something a little more emotional. Something a little more explorative. Not so planned. Not so structured. Not so plotted. Maybe something a little, you know, different. Commit entirely and without hesitation to your most passionate inspirations. Yes. And that's what I was getting when the Page of Wands came out reversed and those cards came out reversed. It was like lacking passion to commit to something. To commit yourself to something. And I don't think it's necessarily the lacking of the passion. It's this really strong hold that the structure has on you. That's what I'm feeling. That society's mask, that power it holds on you to look a certain way or be a certain way or make the choice everybody else is making or do what everybody else is doing. That is a strong force. That's a strong hold. And it's those strongholds that we're breaking so we can be ourselves. So we can be more in alignment with our spirits, not these institutional kind of emperor-like energies that are really, it's like there's one leader or there's one way, and that's the way we are going to have everybody do this. You know, it's very herd-like, herdy behavior or choices, but this way we've been, no fault on your guys' part, my part, we've been taught this. We've been shown that this is how you fit into society. This is how you're like. This is how you aren't judged. We just have to stop caring about that, really. We have to care about what our souls are doing and saying to us and speaking to us. It's very important. It says, there are genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. You really want to do something, and I feel like it's moving something to something emotional here. Maybe expressing something deep, emotional, not so by the book, like, you know, maybe do something artistic instead of writing or reading the same things. Maybe it's writing your own book instead of reading somebody else's book. Or maybe it's just moving in a more emotional direction instead of a boxed, rigid, planned kind of, this is what I'm supposed to do because this is how people react to this. This is what people do when this comes up. So this is what I'm going to do. No, I'm going to do it different. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. And there's a genius and wisdom in what you yearn to do. So there's something deep-seating here that you yearn to do. Whether this is express yourself emotionally in a situation, whether this is move out of like the structure and the rules or the armor and the mask and really become like kind of vulnerable and self-reflective. There's a real value in it, and a good's going to come out of it. It says you have a greater capacity to attain fruition than those around you may recognize, and other people may not be seeing this even. They may not think you have that you may not go against the grain, or you may not express your emotions, or you may not follow that rule or that structure or that whatever, when you're like, because maybe they're just used to you always doing that, and now it's time to just be like, no, I decided I'm going to take this mask off, kind of do my own thing, go with my heart here, go with my feelings. All this is great, and it's gotten us to where it's gotten us, but now it's time to do something different. If it is not imagination that drives you towards destiny, but the instinctive recognition of your true purpose. There's something here deeply seated calling you forward to do something, say something, express something, out of the box, out of the ordinary, away from the herd or the what everybody believes or thinks you should do or whatever. It's like doing something straight from your soul here, and it's calling to you. So whoever this resonates with, it's a very nice reading. It's just asking you to really step up, take responsibility for your choices, your decisions, and do it. Make the choice, make the decision. Because indecision is a virus that can run through an army and destroy its will to win or even to survive. So if you were on a mission, or you really want to achieve something, or you really want to do something, and you feel it in your deepest parts of your being, that this is what you want to do it. That's your soul calling. Yeah, I have confidence in my decisions, and have confidence in your decision. Once you've made it, commit to it, stick to it. That is what I'm getting. So that is your guys' reading. Thank you again for coming and watching your guys' video. I hope it helps somebody. As always, I appreciate you guys. I am going to be taking my time with this round of readings, because this last round of readings, whew, it's not the readings, you guys. It's the energy. But it's a lot. It's definitely taken a turn here for the, I'd say for, it's lightened up a little, so that's good. Little room to breathe. So I hope everybody is taking care of themselves. That's been a strong message, you guys. Self-care right now. Not crunching out, not escaping, not running, not numbing, but sitting in these energies with the divine at your back and doing what you need to do to remain peaceful, loving, and caring towards yourself. Because all these energies could just leave you a wreck, especially if you see things just happening around you, feels like things just not going, just planned, structure, whatever. It's all kind of going out the door right now. At least parts of, maybe at least one part somewhere in your life, there's just something just like, what the heck? Like, yeah, just, whew, it's really crazy stuff, you guys. So it's been some crazy karmic cycles ending, and you guys got the World card too. So definitely end of a cycle here. Spirit's going to be urging us to really embrace that choice now, to get on board and go with our souls, work with our spirit, work with our spirit, use our body to honor our spirits. And that's what I'm getting. So thank you again, guys. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.